welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the philosophy of Stoicism and exploring 10 essential truths about people that you need to accept. Understanding these truths can transform your perspective on life, relationships, and your own personal growth. Stoicism, a philosophy founded in the ancient world, teaches us to cultivate virtue, resilience, and tranquility in the face of life's challenges. By accepting these truths, you can develop a more profound sense of peace and navigate the complexities of human interactions with wisdom and grace. Let's get started. Truth 1. People are imperfect and flawed. One of the fundamental truths in Stoicism is the acceptance of human imperfection. No one is perfect. People make mistakes, have weaknesses, and often fall short of expectations. This imperfection is an inherent part of being human. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us in his Meditations to accept others' flaws just as we accept our own. By recognizing that everyone, including ourselves, is a work in progress, we can approach relationships with greater compassion and understanding. When someone disappoints you or acts in a way that you perceive as wrong, remember that they too are struggling with their own internal battles. This understanding fosters forgiveness and reduces unnecessary conflict. Accepting imperfection also means letting go of unrealistic expectations. When we expect perfection from others, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, embrace the reality of imperfection as a chance to practice patience and empathy. Truth 2. People are driven by self-interest. Stoicism teaches us that human beings are often motivated by their own desires, needs, and interests. This doesn't mean that people are inherently selfish or malicious, but rather that self-interest is a natural part of human behavior. Even actions that appear altruistic can be driven by an underlying desire to feel good, to be recognized, or to maintain a positive self-image. Understanding this truth helps you navigate relationships with a more realistic perspective. When you recognize that others may act in ways that prioritize their own interests, you're less likely to take things personally. This awareness allows you to approach interactions with a clear mind, focusing on what you can control, your own actions and reactions. It's important to strike a balance here. While acknowledging self-interest in others, it's also crucial to reflect on your own motivations. Are your actions aligned with your values, or are they driven by a need for approval or recognition? Stoicism encourages us to act with virtue, even in the face of self-interest. Truth 3. People change over time. Change is a constant in life, and this includes the people around us. Friends, family, and acquaintances will evolve as they go through different life experiences. The person you knew years ago might not be the same today, and that's okay. As Epictetus said, "It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance." When we cling to the idea of people remaining the same, we set ourselves up for disappointment. Instead, embrace the natural flow of life and the changes it brings. By accepting that people will grow, adapt, and sometimes drift apart, you can maintain healthier, more flexible relationships. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, our own reactions and attitudes. If someone you care about changes in ways that affect your relationship, approach the situation with openness and understanding. Accept that change is a part of life and use it as an opportunity to grow alongside them or, if necessary, to part ways with grace. Truth 4. People will disappoint you. No matter how much you care about someone or how strong your relationship is, there will be moments of disappointment. This is not a reflection of the relationship's value, but rather a natural part of human interaction. People have their own struggles, priorities, and limitations, which sometimes lead to unmet expectations. In Stoicism, we learn that our suffering often comes from our attachment to external things, including people's actions. When you place your happiness in the hands of others, you're giving away your power. Instead, practice detachment and understand that disappointment is an inevitable part of life. By accepting this truth, you can navigate disappointments with resilience. Rather than holding on to anger or resentment, recognize that the disappointment is a reflection of your own expectations. Adjust your expectations, learn from the experience, and move forward with a renewed sense of inner peace. Truth 5. People are often unaware of their own behavior. One of the challenges in human interactions is that people are often unaware of how their actions affect others. This lack of self-awareness can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, and conflicts. Stoicism teaches us to approach these situations with patience and understanding. When someone's behavior upsets you, take a step back and consider whether they are even aware of the impact they're having. In many cases, people are not acting out of malice, but out of ignorance. By acknowledging this, you can choose to address the issue calmly or simply let it go. Practicing empathy in these situations is key. Remember that you too have moments of unawareness. Reflect on how you would want to be treated in those moments and extend the same courtesy to others. This approach not only reduces conflict, but also strengthens your relationships. Truth 6. People are not responsible for your happiness. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is that true happiness comes from within. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that other people are responsible for our happiness, whether it's a partner, a friend, or a family member. However, placing the burden of your happiness on others is a recipe for dissatisfaction. Epictetus reminds us, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your happiness is your responsibility. No one else can control your thoughts, emotions, or reactions. When you internalize this truth, you empower yourself to find contentment regardless of external circumstances. This doesn't mean that relationships aren't important or that you shouldn't seek support from others. However, it does mean that your happiness should not be dependent on others. Cultivate inner peace and self-sufficiency, and you'll find that your relationships become more harmonious and fulfilling. Truth 7. People are often motivated by fear. Fear is a powerful motivator that drives much of human behavior. Whether it's fear of failure, rejection, or the unknown, people often make decisions based on what they're afraid of rather than what they truly desire. Stoicism teaches us to confront and overcome our fears, rather than allowing them to dictate our actions. When you understand that fear is at the root of many behaviors, you can approach others with greater compassion. Instead of reacting with frustration or anger when someone acts out of fear, consider what they might be afraid of and how you can offer support or understanding. At the same time, it's important to examine your own fears. Are you allowing fear to hold you back or influence your decisions? Stoicism encourages us to face our fears head-on and to act with courage and integrity. By doing so, you set an example for others and contribute to a more courageous and virtuous community. Truth 8. People are complex and contradictory. Human beings are complex creatures, full of contradictions. Someone who is kind and generous in one situation might act selfishly in another. These contradictions are a natural part of the human experience, shaped by a variety of factors, including emotions, upbringing, and personal struggles. Stoicism teaches us to accept this complexity without judgment. Instead of labeling people as good or bad, recognize that everyone is capable of both positive and negative behaviors. This understanding allows you to approach relationships with greater tolerance and flexibility. When you encounter contradictions in others, resist the urge to judge or condemn. Instead, seek to understand the underlying factors that might be influencing their behavior. By doing so, you create space for more meaningful and compassionate connections. Truth 9. People seek validation and approval. The need for validation and approval is deeply ingrained in human nature. From an early age, we seek recognition from our parents, teachers, and peers. As adults, this need often persists, driving our actions and decisions in ways we may not even realize. Stoicism teaches us to focus on internal validation rather than seeking approval from others. When you understand that people are often motivated by the need for validation, you can approach them with empathy rather than judgment. Recognize that their actions may be a reflection of their own insecurities and desire to be accepted. At the same time, reflect on your own need for validation. Are you making decisions based on what others will think of you, or are you acting in alignment with your values? By cultivating self-awareness and focusing on your own inner compass, you can free yourself from the constant need for external approval and find greater peace and contentment. Truth 10. People are capable of change, but it takes time and effort. Finally, one of the most important truths to accept is that people are capable of change, but meaningful change takes time and effort. Whether it's breaking a bad habit, adopting a new mindset, or improving a relationship, change is a gradual process that requires patience and persistence. Stoicism teaches us to focus on our own growth and development rather than trying to change others. While it's natural to want to help others improve, it's important to remember that true change comes from within.